Hi everybody, good evening. This is Hassan Dosani and a big welcome to all of you in tonight's ACCA webinar on SBL for March 2022 attempt. Today is our fourth and the last day of the webinar. While let's wait for a couple of minutes so that students who are trying to join can join in. And in the meantime, please make sure that your laptop or PC is ready. You have the paper with you and your blank workspace in the CB platform is ready, right? So let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we will start. All right, I think we are good to start. Okay, so again, a big welcome to the day 4 of our SBL webinar. My name is Hassan Dosani and this is my WhatsApp number in case you don't have it. If you want to join my global SBL group, then you can message on this number and you will be added to the SBL group which I manage. And the way you can ask question is you can type your question in the question box, but make sure that your question is relevant to the topic under discussion. And today we will have specifically keep some time for open-ended questions towards the end. And we have been doing the SBL Paper March 2020. It is called TT for you. And now I think we have done a lot of things. We have analyzed the main risks. We did evaluate two options. We did IT security controls yesterday, like password, OTP, audit trails, system logs, firewalls, remember? And then we did all these things yesterday: transformation, benefits of myobed approach, and changes to the board. Yesterday was pretty good actually. And only two things are left now, and this is our target for today. Risks and ethical issues. No, there's a typo error here. So I think we did the risk and ethical issues also. It's evaluate the investment, and there is one more topic which is missing from here. It is called benefits of e-marketing. It was about e-marketing. Okay. So our target is to now today attempt question number 2. That is the only question which is left. Let's read the requirement quickly. The assistant to the finance director has prepared a summary of the investment appraisal of the planned development of TT4U's cloud-based services. So they are planning to launch something called cloud-based services. So some assistant has prepared the investment appraisal or the financial projections. The Chief Executive Officer has given you a summary of the analysis which has been prepared, and she is unsure whether it is satisfactory. She also wants you to brief the board on how the new services should be e-marketed. Required. Prepare a section of your report which critically evaluates the investment appraisal produced by the finance director's assistant. Critically evaluate means we have to focus on the shortcomings, the weaknesses, the negative points. Professional skills marks are available for demonstrating skepticism skills. What is the hint? In questioning the investment appraisal prepared by the assistant. So we have to question various components appearing in that investment appraisal document. Very simple, straightforward. 10 marks. And 2B is prepare briefing notes for the next board meeting which recommend how e-marketing can be used to attract and retain clients for TT4U's new cloud-based services. So obviously when we are launching a new product which is cloud-based services, we will have to do some marketing, right, in order to spread the awareness and attract customers. Yeah. 13 marks. So professional marks is for commercial acumen skill by showing awareness of effective methods of e-marketing. So you have to know what are the methods of e-marketing. If you mention those methods, you will automatically get marks. So pretty straightforward. A2A is about investment appraisal, which is numbers, financials, and 2B is about methods of e-marketing. Together it is 23 marks. Can I say 1/4 of your paper just is here? How many of you think that this looks like a easy, manageable question? 23 marks. What do you think? What is your gut feel? Easy? Yeah, it seems easy, definitely as compared to the earlier questions. NPV, we have to challenge the calculations, so it should be your strong area, and I will teach you. And cloud e-marketing, I will explain, and it will immediately become easy. So I think, yes, this feels easy, but I hope so. So let me first revise the topic quickly. Financial projections, okay? Whenever investment appraisal is provided or some financial projections are provided about any project, about any product, about any expansion plans, if financial projection is given regarding a proposed investment, then you must check or mention the following things. Okay, so this is kind of a checklist which I have prepared to make your life easy in the exam environment. Whenever you see a financial projections, Just look at these 5 things. Number 1, projections should be based on discounted cash flow using a sensible discount rate. So, any investment appraisal should always be based on discounted cash flow method. Undiscounted cash flow, then you have to raise a concern. Okay, it has to be discounted cash flow, and the discount rate should be weighted average discount rate. There should be some basis which should sound logical. Okay, after that, try and calculate the payback period. Quickly calculate the payback, that the initial investment, in how many years we will be able to recover or pull out our initial investment. So there are many methods to calculate it. There are simple methods, there are complicated methods. Just use simple pre-discounted cash flows. Okay. The third one is review the assumptions. So obviously this one is important. All these financial projections, are they historic or are they futuristic? Can anybody guide me here? Financial projections, are they historic or are they supposed to be futuristic? Future, right? Yes, they are supposed to be futuristic. So whenever we are trying to project the future, do you think we will have to rely on some basic assumptions? What do you say? Whenever we do some futuristic thing, then we have to take some assumptions, right? Because future is unknown, but we have to make certain assumptions. Now, what will happen if those assumptions based on which you have calculated the projections and the NPV, if those assumptions goes wrong, what will happen? Exactly, you will end up with a huge error, huge wrong decision. Understand? So we take decision based on NPV, right? NPV is calculated based on some projections. The projections are based on some assumptions. The root cause assumption. If thus, so don't you think the assumption needs to be very logical, as accurate or realistic as possible, so that the ultimate NPV calculation and the ultimate decision making is correct? Yes. So assumption plays a very important role in financial projections and decision making. So going back, we have to understand that we have to review the assumptions. So as a CFO, you think it is your job to review assumptions? 100%. It is the assumptions which will change the decision, make or break. So as a CFO, with all your knowledge and all your wisdom and all your experience, you have to review the assumptions, because if the assumptions are incorrect, everything will go wrong. And mention in your answer that the adequacy of assumptions needs to be revalidated. Okay. And then tax implications. We have to also see that if the projections have taken into account tax implications, because a real NPV should always be based after tax impact. Okay. And mention in your answer that a sensitivity analysis should be done. Got it? These are the 5 things. First, you check whether it is based on discounted cash flow, then you quickly calculate the payback, then you review the assumptions, challenge the assumptions, then you look at tax implication, if any, and then you look at, suggest sensitivity analysis. This is simple. How can we score skepticism skills here? The question talks about that we have to show skepticism skills. So any idea how we can score skepticism skill? We have to questioning mind. Okay. I'm not asking the definition of skepticism. How you can score skepticism? By asking the questions. The hint has been given. You see, questioning the investment appraisal. So you have to ask several questions. How this has been arrived? What is the basis? All those things. Okay. Any questions on financial projections, theoretical aspect here? Yes, Amir. Please do not calculate complicate stuff. I IRR in the list, whatever is given to you in the projections, you don't have to calculate anything on your own. If IRR is given, then you talk about IRR. Let me just go through other questions. Yes, very good. All right. Now let's look at the next topic, which is e-marketing. Okay, I will hide it. I don't want to show it. E-marketing. It means that when we use internet and IT technologies for marketing our products and services. Hmm? Can anybody tell me that, for example, let's take this example of SBL. So I am teaching in an institute called Wi-Fi. Okay. You think I need to invest in some marketing activities if I want to increase my number of students, my revenues, my market share? Do I need to do marketing? Yes, agree. Now, there are two types of marketing. One can be a physical form of marketing and one can be online marketing or e-marketing. So can you guys suggest to me 5 options which you think I can use in e-marketing? Like, what are the tools for online marketing? What I can do? Social media. All of you are saying social media. SEO. I don't know what is SEO. Viral marketing. Google ad. I'm just reading. Search engine. Using influencers. Emails. Good one. Blogs. Forums. Insta. WhatsApp. Aha. Big data. Oh. Website. Good one. Advertisement is physical. TikTok, yeah, why not? Twitter, YouTube, links on related websites. Snapchat, CRM, LinkedIn, Google ad, SMS. Article, what do you mean by article, Prince? Discount shopping, online discounts. Okay. Amazon paid, very good. I think you all know it. E-magazine, yes. Newsletters, very good. Very good. Okay. Let's quickly look at the list. I think you guys have nailed it down very nicely. So here is a list of the most common tools through which we do online marketing. The first one is SEO, search engine optimization. This is just Google search. So whenever some student anywhere in the world types or search best teacher for SBL or teacher for SBL, I want my name to be on the top. So, I can pay some fees to Google Ads to, prioritize my, link. Then organizations, they have their own websites, right? Wi-Fi has its own website. It should be very attractive. It should provide all the necessary information. The students should get attracted to the websites. Then there could be a chat option, live chat options in the website, search, contact us, all those things through a website. Excellent. That emails is also a very important way for marketing. So companies, they have huge email databases. They can buy email database, or they have built up their email database in the past. So you can send emails. And then lots of options on social media like Facebook, Insta, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, and many more, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, whatever you think. Then online discounts. So that is another tool which attracts customers to opt for online, because online discount is only applicable for online purchase, right? Then various blogs, forums, influencers. I can engage, in blogs and forums, link on related websites. So, I can give my links on various related websites. Online newsletter. So these are so many options for e-marketing or online marketing. Just remember this list. So let's start our question. Change your hat. Now start thinking like a CFO, and you are writing to the board. What is the question? Let's go back to the question. Here is the question. Prepare a section of your report which critically evaluates the investment appraisal produced by the finance director's assistant, demonstrates skepticism skills in questioning the appraisal prepared by the 10 marks. Can anybody tell me how many points? 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5, right? How many points for this should I mention? 5 idiots. All of you are idiots. Whoever is saying 5 is idiot, including me, because I also said 5. What's wrong with this 5? I always said divide by 2, right? So why this one is incorrect? Very good, very good. So I remember I always emphasized that if it is a finance related question, then try to give 1 or 2 extra points. So this is a finance related question, investment appraisal. So I should ideally give 6 to 7 points, even if it takes me 5 minutes extra, so that I can secure some strong, good marks in this. This is supposed to be your strong area, and especially if you have the checklist with you. Which checklist am I talking about? This one. You can actually apply this checklist and score very good marks. Let's go to the here. Okay. So this was our CBE platform. Question number 2. Do we have any data? Yeah. Question number 2. We have to read Exhibit 6. And there was one sentence somewhere in the exhibit. It says, I see at a glance that the payback period is just outside the 3-year limit that we set. This comment was from, if I'm not wrong, from the finance director. Somewhere in the exhibit that he mentioned that the payback is just outside the 3-year limit. So I would like to calculate the payback and see, and then we'll try to use this sentence in our answer so that we can link, right? So where is exhibit 6? No, not here. Exhibit 6 would be this one. Exhibit 66666. Aha, here it is. Exhibit 6. So it is appraisal of cloud services investment prepared by recently appointed assistant. So this guy, a junior guy, has prepared it. Let's look at it. Okay, I want to give you guys 5 minutes. Okay, take your time, analyze this projection, and try to see whether you are able to identify 5, 6, 7 questions or issues, right? Time starts now. First of all, check whether this is based on discounted cash flow, yes or no. Yep. So, okay, if it's based on discounted cash flow, no issues, no more. We'll move on to the next point. Look at the payback. The second step is calculate the payback period. So this guy has already calculated the payback period. So you just need to understand whether how this was calculated, this looks correct or not. As per this, it says 3 years, 1 month, and the finance director has set a limit of 3 years. So, look at this, read the assumptions, look at these projections, come up with 5, 6, not 5, 6 or 7 good, interesting points. Okay, I want you to really score high on this one. Time starts now. Do not draft, because 5 minutes you will not be able to draft, but at least identify 5 to 6 points which you will talk about. Time starts now. Once you are done, please type done. Okay. Very interesting points. To think that you are the CFO and you are checking the projections made by one of your new joined assistant. You have to ask sensible questions. Keep going. Please, once you are done, please type done. Then I will start. You've gathered like 5-6 points. No drafting required, but have you gathered 6 points? Incorrect point, Ali Abbas. Okay, let me start now. I'll show you how a CFO looks at this. Okay, so first of all, I will look at sales. Year 0, 0, 8,000, and then 250, and 13,250, and 50. How is it increasing? What's the basis? Notes. It is okay. There's some note here. Note 1. Sales are based on expected increases in market, clients served, and prices. And it starts with 8 million. It's actually 8 million and goes up to 10 to 50. So that's 10 to 50 divided by 8,000. That's like 28% growth. And then 13 to 50 divided by 10 to 50. The next year is 29%. Then 1555 divided by 132, 17. So that's crazy. Like it's growing. Anyway, so do you agree with sales? I think I need to challenge it as a finance director. I need to understand in great depth how these numbers are arrived, because the revenue numbers are the key drivers. They actually affects the contribution margins. So I need to understand the basis, the assumptions. Where are the assumptions? Where are those calculations? Can we draft something? Okay, so that's one point. Let us draft it. We will go to this thing. So we have to prepare a section of the report. Okay. Please draft with me section of a report. I'm ready with my format. Are you guys done with the format? This section of a report, I just copy pasted. Now sales. It is quite unclear how the sales amount of year one has been arrived at. What is the basis of this? What is the what's our role? We are external, right? You would need to understand the basis of the assumptions in detail. Also, there is significant growth year on year. How much? 29% per annum. What is the rationale behind this assumption? So did you understand? I actually challenged two things. First of all, I talked about year one, because if you see, year one is the starting point, right? If this is wrong, everything, all the future numbers will go wrong, because the future numbers are just percentage increment to the base year. I'm challenging what is the basis of this. And then I also said that, the year on year growth is also. What is that? So do you agree with this? Are you happy? Short, to the point. I'm guiding the CEO what she needs to do. Okay, are we good? Okay, good. Now, second item is showing me contribution. So what the hell is maybe contribution margin or profit, right? What's the basis of this? The basis of this is contribution is assumed to be 55% of revenue each year in line with current margins. Whoa, what's wrong with this? Is anybody able to figure out that they have assumed it to be 55% in line with current margins? As a CFO, do you think that's right? Can we make it more accurate? Do you have any question in mind which you should ask this boy? Very good, Mushtaq. This is a different business. It's a different product, not a different business. It's a new product, right? Ikhlas, that's not right. It seems too high. It's a subjective comment. You can't say that, right? You have to be more objective. So I would say that the current margin is 55. That's good. But this is a new product. This is a new product, right? So we cannot, we don't have this product in our current. So how can we use current profit margins or current contribution margins on a product which is completely new? So we need to either calculate or analyze the contribution margin percentage of cloud services. Maybe we can do some industry benchmarking, or we do a separate calculation. Whatever we do, all I know is we cannot use our existing contribution margin percentage because it's not realistic. No, Sabika, contribution margin means variable costs. Okay, let's draft it. So the second point is I will just quickly copy from here. Contribution margin is assumed to be in line with current margins. So let me copy this. This seems incorrect as current margins are not based on cloud-based services. I think that contribution margin for cloud-based services should be determined and used in the projections instead of existing margins. Alas, what else? Now the third is marketing costs. It's increasing, and it says marketing costs are assumed to increase in line with sales up to 3 years. What's wrong with this? I mean, the basis looks okay that it's assumed it's in line with revenues, but it's a new product. And in a new product, do you need to spend more on marketing upfront or more in later years? What do you think? Marketing cost should be high in the initial years, right? Rather than high, low, because it's a new product. We will have to do a lot of marketing. Yes, very good. So can we write in plain simple English? This is marketing costs. Let me copy. Marketing costs are assumed to increase in line with this. I don't think this is correct. Basis. As cloud-based services is a new product, or TT for you is a new product, TT for you will need to spend higher amounts in the initial years rather than in the initial years. Currently, the projections are showing a lower amount in initial years and higher amount in later years. This needs to change. Alas, plain and simple. We are talking to the CEO. He's not a finance guy. So we just plain English and plain logic. Let me look at the question box. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, what else is there? Marketing. Other fixed costs. And there is no note. Other fixed costs. What comes to your mind? Other fixed costs. Are we supposed to include fixed costs in our projections like NPV, or is it a sunk cost? And it is not one time. Every year we will be going to spend 900,000 as fixed cost. What my teacher has taught me 25 years back, that in cash flow projections only relevant costs are taken, fixed costs are ignored. Why the hell this guy is including fixed costs? What do you think? Should we ask this question? Maybe it is an incremental cost, but I need to reconfirm that, right? That's a question which comes to my mind. Fixed cost. This is how I actually review. I'm not reviewing this because I'm teaching you an SBL paper. I will review this in the same manner if I'm doing in my company. I will challenge all these numbers, because if this changes, the end result will change. So let's draft. What else is there? This was a fixed cost. The projections includes fixed costs of $9 million each year. Normally, fixed costs are excluded from projections NPV calculations. You should need to understand what is the nature of this fixed cost, and this can only be included if it is incremental and related directly to cloud-based services. If it is an incremental cost which is directly attributable to this project, then yes, we can take it, but otherwise you need to exclude it, right? Okay, what else is there? So there's a pre-tax cash flow, then taxes. Number 4, tax rate is 25% of pre-tax cash flow. So they have taken tax considerations. I'm assuming that 25% is the corporate taxation rate. So I'll just move on. Post-tax cash flow. Okay. Investment 10 million. Any questions, CFOs? Investment 10 million. Nobody mentioned any comment on this when you were doing. So high, Ananya, how can you say so high? You have no clue whether what's high and what's low. So avoid saying so high. It's not your salary, okay, that you're saying it's so high. I'm talking about the 10 million investment thing. Why are you talking about terminal value? How is this? Nobody questioned this amount. I was watching all your comments. 99% students did not. They all talked about this thing, but nobody talked about this amount. Can you tell me which amount is the largest amount on this projection? Largest amount is this, and nobody questioned its assumption. So bad. So what is the question you have now? What will you ask if you are a CFO? Yeah, what is the basis of the investment? Yes, this is what you will ask, right? How has been arrived at? Have we taken any quotations? Have we taken any tenders? How will we finance it? Okay. All right. So I'm not drafting anymore. You want me to draft, or now you get the idea, right? Now we can discuss verbally point by point. Is that okay? Now you understand the drafting. So let's talk about the points rather than wasting time in drafting. Is that okay? Okay. So I will ask this, that investment. I will mention that the projection shows that there's an initial investment of $10 million. No details or basis has been provided. You need to understand what is the basis or assumption behind this number. Is it based on some external research? How it will be funded? All these aspects needs to be clarified. And then I think we already have 5 points, right? Then there's something called terminal value, 1500. Terminal value represents da 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 da. I'm okay. Cash flows discount factor. Discount factor of 6% is after tax interest rate on current long-term loans. After tax interest rate. Okay. I think it's okay to me that, since the project is financed by a long-term loan, the after-tax rate, it looks okay to me. I'm not very technical with these. What is this? Year 5 to 10 is post-tax discounted cash flow of year 4 multiplied by 6. What the hell? So the NPV for year 1 to 4 is 3 million, and then this one is NPV of year 4 present here, post-tax cash flow of year 4 multiplied by 6. Oh my God. Post-tax discounted cash flow multiplied by 6. I think this multiplied by 6 maybe, I don't know. But is this correct? This is how we do futuristic? No. You have to discount and keep discounting and adding. You just don't do multiply by 6. Perpetuity, yes. Then you calculate either to perpetuity or you add 6 more years to the projections. Notes will be given, Fatima. If not, then you can question that. All right, so I will write one paragraph on this, that the net present value of year 5 to 10 doesn't make sense to me. The basis on which it has been calculated is incorrect, and proper projection needs to be done for the year 5 to 10 to arrive at the correct NPV number. Payback calculation, it's 3 year 1 month. Okay. And this, look at this comment. Do you agree with this? It says the payback period is slightly greater than the target set by directors. Who's this guy saying? This is this assistant accountant, right? He's saying that the payback period is higher than the target set by directors, which suggests that the project should be rejected. What do you say? Should we reject this project? Why not? Jagdish is saying we will reject. Jagdish, wow, 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 wow. What's the logic? Why shouldn't we reject? If you are the CFO, will you? Yeah, NPV is positive. Very good. NPV is positive and it is just 1 month. Only 1 month above 3 years, right? It's not 4 years, 5 years. No, Jagdish? Okay, my mistake. I'm sorry. So it's just 1 month. And secondly, the project has very strong, healthy NPVs. So on the face of it, I think 1 year exceeding is not a big deal. And if the NPV is positive, it's worth it, right? Yes, Vakas. And then I would also say that, the numbers might change because all those questions which we have asked may lead to a recalculation. And then based on that, we will have to decide, right? Very good. Very good. Edwin, you're absolutely correct. But can you tell me whom you are writing to? Who's the reader of your report or this section? Right. So you're writing to the CEO. So this will be a bit difficult for him. Maybe you can explain to him in layman terms that the discount rate is based on interest post in loan. However, it should be based on weighted average cost of capital. Alas, if you want to pick up this point, we already have so many points. So, I don't want to get into subjectivity. I think, yes, payback looks to me as corrected properly. Anyways, did you get like 6, 7 points easily? Yeah, you have to stop at 7 points. Are you able to identify 6 to 7 points? Yeah, then I think you should be able to score good marks. And it says, nevertheless, sensitivity analysis should be carried out. So it's mentioned here already that, this guy is himself saying that we need to carry out a sensitivity analysis. So no need to mention anything about sensitivity. Right? You'll be repeating stuff. All right. Let's move to the next question. Where is the next question? The next question is this one. Oh my God, so much dirty you are. You need to be neat, clean. Okay, that's better. Prepare briefing notes for the next board meeting which recommend how e-marketing can be used to attract and retain clients. So demonstrate commercial acumen. How many points? 10 plus 3, 13. Divide by 2, 6 to 7 points, right? Okay. First, make the briefing notes and let's look at the referencing. Is it for the CEO or for the board? For the next board meeting, okay? and then a closure. Closure would be bold paragraph 3, this one paragraph 3, this one paragraph 2, center and underline. Okay. Now guys, you need to come up with 6 points. How can they do marketing of their Tuba? I hate models. Okay. The question is about e-marketing. Keep it simple. Avoid models. Madhu, what do you mean by generic points? Okay. Website. Okay. So someone said website. Can you, or let's start with SEO or search engine, because the most by stay away from models. 6, I stay away from models. I hate models. Will you use models for the board of directors? This examiner, they hate when people try to force, they try to use models, because the board is not interested in models. Please simplify. It's okay. I mean, I'm just explaining that why do you need to push in a model when you know the easy answer? Right. First thing, can we use Google SEO search engine for marketing? Yes. How will Google help in marketing? Just saying that you use SEO and Google for marketing is not good enough. You will need to explain to the CEO or the board what features they have, how Google will help them market it. Tell me, how will search engine help TT for you in marketing their cloud services? Global reach. Google is global reach. Google search engine, if they advertise on Google, how it will help? Yes, Sabika, thank you so much. I am stuck with so many dumb people here. Of course, when any potential client who is looking or interested in cloud-based services, when they will search or when they will Google for cloud services providers, we would want that the name of our company should pop up, so that we are, whoever is searching for cloud services, they can, check out our products. Alas, what's so complicated in this? So you just need to explain to the directors, this is how Google works, this is how it will work. Website has another website works in another manner, right? It adds a different kind of value. Social network is a different kind of a tool which adds different kind of a value. Blogs, forums, so all these are tools and they work a little bit differently, right, from each other. So that's all you need to explain. So, okay, did you understand Google? Let me try. Let me type for you. Okay. So the directors, I'm telling them that uh, so the first question directors will ask is, what is a search engine optimization? We will say that SEO is that when a potential client searches for cloud service providers, search engine will display our names on the top. How will this help? Through this potential cloud, potential clients will then click and arrive on our website to see more details. This is a very powerful tool as many clients start their search by Googling first. Now what's, it is honestly, it is as simple as this. In your paper, you just need to explain this simple thing, that what a SEO does and how it will help us in marketing. Okay, website. Now tell me how a website, will help us in marketing. What are the features? User friendly. Okay, so contact us. Okay, give me the main thing. Easy to use. God, so we are yes, once a customer comes to our website, we will be able to demonstrate. Talk about cloud service, don't give general points. When a customer comes to our website, we will then be able to provide attractive features and details about our cloud services product. We may put videos and write-ups, attractive screens. There will be FAQs. We may have, live chat options so that the customer, if they have any questions, they can talk to a technical person. Testimonials, very good. Customer, but do you know? Wait, do you remember how is their website? What is the current situation of the website of TT for you? Do you remember? Outdated, old-fashioned, very poor. Did I say that examiner loves when you link to exhibits? Have I mentioned that yesterday? That the examiner loves when you link to exhibits. So I would now put here, I would say, however, while website can be a good option for marketing, but first you guys will need to revamp and upgrade your existing website, because as per the recent client survey, your website sucks. Is that true? This is how you link with the case, and the examiner will fall in love with you. They will know you are a genuine business person and a CFO. Yeah. Okay. Good. Are we good? Got it? Understood? Okay. Then what about, let's add some more. Place link on what is commercial acumen here, Amir? All we are talking, all this is commercial acumen. Is this accounting which we are talking about? We are talking about marketing here. It's automatically commercial acumen. Oof. Oof. Emails, okay, that's a good one, Madhu. Emails, how can email help us? Madhu, can you help me? Madhu is saying we can email to our existing clients. Very good. Via email, we can inform our existing clients, and we can also obtain email databases. We can obtain uh, emails of IT related professionals, and we can send them emails telling about our products and providing some links so that personalized marketing. Very good. So okay, done. So we've got three, Google, website, emails. How about blogs and articles and placing ads on professional newsletters and all those things? No a class. So if we place, our products, our advertisement on other professional websites, IT blogs, IT related magazines, all those, IT related professionals, LinkedIn's, where we can use, and all those things. How about placing ads on related websites or links on related websites? So we can also identify various other websites in which we can provide our link. It will be paid, of course, but for example, on ACCA's website, there is a link for Oxford Brooks, there's a link for BPP, there's a link for Kaplan, you see. So on related websites where IT professionals they gather, I can suggest that we place our ad with the I'm seeing your comments, but I'm not able to answer all comments. But yes, I can see your comments. Free trial period, Farah. Free trial period is e-marketing. Is it online marketing? If you can explain that, free market trial is not on, like it's an actual use of the. Okay. Use big data for targeted marketing. Okay, you will need to explain this to the directors how it will be done. Munib, by retain, it means that a new customer, when he comes, he shows an interest, we have to retain him and convert him into a proper customer. So do not get stuck. Otherwise, you'll, get confused. Blogs and forums. Yes, there are many IT blogs, IT forums where all the IT professionals they interact. So don't you think that is the place where I should pitch my product? And then social network we can use, like Facebook. We can have a Facebook page. We can post on all the various IT groups on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, social media. We can give ads on YouTube. Can we give ads on YouTube? Yeah. So for example, there's a nice girl out there in the rain and the ad comes, cloud services, and we saw some clouds and girls dancing underneath the clouds. Is that right? Ah, in YouTube we will identify IT related programs, IT related documentaries, and professional stuff, and try to put our ad there. Also, someone said, we can engage technological influencers. Very important. Technological influencers. These are people who have very large number of followers. People watch them. People rely on their assessment. So we can engage, the technological influencers. Podcast. Someone said we can do marketing on IT related podcasts. Conduct free virtual seminar about cloud service. Very good, Sunil. We can offer some discounts. Now you're talking like an accountant, right? Offer discount on pre-launch bookings. Yes, it's not a plot. Yeah, but okay. No, Farah. Anyway, so you understand it's again someone is asking about 6i. So all you need to do is tell the directors how we can use e-marketing to market this new product. What are the options? How they work? How it will contribute? Offering free consultation, Adil, is that e-marketing? You are missing the requirement. Is that e-marketing? Don't, Hamad, don't give headings of new clients and retaining clients. If you do this, you will get stuck. You will fall in your own trap. Okay, just go with the flow. These are the options. Do not try to bifurcate marketing tools between new clients and existing clients, because tools can be used for both, right? So don't get into this trap. Pop up on social media. But do you understand now, guys? The main thing is, when now if you see a question on e-marketing in your paper, will you know, will you remember this discussion on how to approach that answer? E-marketing, how is this done? Google, social, emails, related websites, influencers, blogs, forums. But you must just be able to write two lines on each of them. E-magazines, newsletters, very good. All right, guys, good session. I think both the questions were okay. They were not as difficult as yesterday's question, right? Yesterday was crazy. Myobed approach, transformation. These are straightforward 1:1 exhibit. All right, guys. So what's the plan now? What's the plan? So we are done. You see, we are done. So I'm not drafting it now because, I'm honestly tired of drafting. But I do hope that you will be able to draft. And my point is to make you understand. And unless you do it yourself, you have to do it yourself. Because watching is something else and doing with your own hand is something else. Sorry, Jovita, I can't go back because it's not fair with 200 other students. You can watch the recording later to understand. Right. So we just finished the most difficult question TT for you. Okay. And I have no doubt it was difficult question. My intention was to show you two things. Number one, how to approach, how to manage the techniques, the drafting. And if it's a difficult question, then how you can try to wrap it up and come out of it. Generally, in a difficult question, the marking is slightly lenient. No guarantee, but this is what I've seen in the past. So let's hope for the best. So any questions on TT for you question? Shall we close this case study now? No, the class is there, but the case study is over. Now I will just talk about some other things. Yes, Madhu, you can. Right. So we did a proper case with drafting, but I felt that you guys were not drafting, you were just watching, but you have to do it yourself. Huh? Okay. So now let's take a 15 minutes break. After the break, I will talk about some strategies, what to do, what not to do, study plan, right? Okay, so it's I would say 15 minutes break, and it is what time now? It is 8:52, which is 9:52, 0:20, 10. Okay, around 17-18 minutes time break. Is that time okay? It's 8:52. It's 9:52. All right. So I will see you in around 18 minutes from now. Okay. See you guys. Okay, guys, are you back? Can we start? If you are ready, can you please type yes? Wait, Madhu, I will come to all that. Right, so let's start. So for the last 3 days, we were kind of focusing on the case study, right? We were focusing on the case study. We applied, we learned all the techniques, formats, professional skills, linking, drafting, discussion. Now I would like to wrap it up, like what needs to be done. So please keep in mind that you have limited time with you. It's only like 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks for the exam. So you will need to adopt a smart approach. You cannot complete the entire syllabus in the next 3 weeks. It's impossible, right? So what you need to do is you need to focus on the top 25 important topics. So if you see this list, I have kind of given a list of important models. You see, I've given a list of important models. It is pestle, Potter 5, and strategic position. It is SFA, SWOT and TOS, corporate parenting BCG, and soft growth metrics, Harmon process strategy metrics, Mendello stakeholder, cultural web, context of change, and risk mitigation steps. These are the 10 important models for SBL paper. We did one of this in our TT4U question. It was called context of change, right? Now, where can you revise these models from? You just open, you just watch my December 2021 webinar of day 5. You will need to take out extra time to watch December 2021 webinar day 5. Make sure it's webinar by Hassan Dosani. Okay, because in December the ACCA webinar was conducted by some other teacher and I conducted my private webinar. So you need to search not the ACCA webinar for December, but by Hassan Dosani, right? So all these models are covered there. It will really help you revise the models uh, quickly and in simple approach, right? After the models, you need to move towards important topics. Okay, so around 15 important topics are there, and I have covered most of the topics in my December 2021 webinar day 5, or I have given links to, if it's not covered in that webinar, then I have given links where it was covered. So you will need to spend time and do a grand revision of the important models and a grand revision of the important topics. I think it will take maximum 5 hours. If you can take out 5 hours, you will be able to revise the top 25 topics. Okay, is that good? Now, I want to quickly recap what we have learned in March webinar. So the first thing is the exam techniques, which has been covered in a lot of detail on day one, right? On day one, I spent good 2 hours talking about exam techniques, formats, and all those things. So there are basically 5 things linking with the exhibit. So that we know now. I have demonstrated that. You know very well that you have to copy paste information from the exhibits to your answer sheet. That's the first step of linking, and then you will edit and add your own comments and thoughts. For time management, we all know reading time is 60 minutes. We have to read 1:many exhibits first, and drafting time is 1.8 minutes per total marks. Okay, you remember all these things, right? The third important pillar is number of points. Generally, we follow 2 marks per point. For a weakness recommendation question, you can use 4 marks per weakness and its recommendation. And for finance questions, we try and give 1 or 2 extra points. I'm just recalling the basic techniques. Format of your answer, you will adopt a paragraph style of writing. Try to give subheadings, as many subheadings as possible. The examiner likes subheadings. For example, see uh, if you see this question, you will see all the subheadings: scope, reason, timing. And then in today's question as well, I gave subheading: sales, contribution margin, marketing cost. You see, subheadings is a good way to, you know, leave line between each paragraph. If the answer is unknown, you can define, you can search using the CBE tool, but make sure that you attempt such questions in the last. Do not waste your time on questions where you don't know what to do. Then keep it for the last. Push it towards the last. Okay. And for all these techniques were discussed in detail in our March attempt webinar on the first day. Any questions so far? Do we need to refer to your notes while watching webinars? No, not at all. It's all there. The notes are in the handouts which will be on your screen. Okay. 25 topics are enough to pass? Jali's very good question. No, they are not enough to pass. What choice you have? Recap on the format. So, there are so many formats which can be tested. And report, section of a report, briefing paper or a briefing note or a memo, email, presentation slides, letter, press release or a website release, a business case, project initiation document, weakness and recommendation, we do a table for it. Risk and mitigation factor, we make a table for it. Again, it was covered in in March webinar on day one. I had actually shown all the formats on day one. I don't want to repeat it today, but you can easily recall. And in our practice question also, we applied the most common formats frequently. So you must be now easy with this, right? Recap of professional skills, 20 marks out of 100. 20% of your paper is professional skill. You have to score at least 14 marks, 15 marks in professional skills. It is cash marks. It's easy. So really focus very hard on professional skills when you are drafting your answers. What are the skills? Evaluation skills. What do you need to do in that? Make sure you include both pros and cons. If the question says critically evaluate, then one pro and rest cons. Analysis skill means that you identify or investigate the reasons from the exhibits. Communication means proper format. Keep in mind the reader and your role, the tone of your answer. Commercial acumen means don't sound like an accountant. Don't mention costs first. Okay. Skepticism, ask question, disagree, challenge, probe. We have been doing all this in our TT4U paper. If you are confused, you can always watch the recordings, and I have covered all the professional skills on day one of this webinar. So you can watch that as well. Any questions so far? What about mock exams? I will come to that. Very good, Atwin. Atwin is saying that when you look at the suggested answers from the examiner, the formats which the examiner has used is different. Okay. Yes, I agree that the examiner has used a different format, but please, examiner is not consistent with his formats. You pick up every SBL paper and he has used a different format in each of the paper, right? So please stick to one format which I have taught, that is the most safest and consistent format. Yes, Hassan, you are right. Hassan is asking if the technical answer is weak, but we have demonstrated professional skills properly, will we get marks for professionals? Yes, you should. But obviously, if the technical answer is completely wrong, then you will not get professional marks. But if the technical answer is not wrong but weak, you will score on professional marks. Do share the PDF file of TT4U. Yes, OS. Tonight I will share it. Does the order of question in Word spreadsheet matter? Yes, it matters. What is the logic behind 1.8 minutes? Sunil, you need to watch my day one video, please. Sir, I get stuck with financials as compared to theories. Can you suggest how I can develop that? I have no clue. Just practice and keep it simple. You just have 3 weeks, so you can focus. You can do all the financial questions in the last 7, 8 attempts, right? Try doing all the finance related questions. You will get the hang of it. Kindly recap one-to-one and one-to-many exhibits. It's there in my day one. Okay, you need to watch day one. Okay, let me move on. Now, risk of CBE software. You know, all of you will be giving the paper on the CBE system, right? But the CBE platform has its own limitations. It has its own risks. So you have to be mentally prepared for possible hiccups, right? So you should know. First of all, your ID may be rejected by the automatic facial recognition software. That's fine. If it gets rejected, one of the invigilator will solve that issue for you. Your system check may show a red cross because internet speed or microphone. It's okay. This one is important. Copy paste function from the mouse may not work sometimes. Use Control C for copy and Control V for paste. This happens a lot. Most of the time, the copy paste function doesn't work. So you might have to type the entire thing. Sometimes it works, but the formatting is disturbed. There is no space between the words, so you need to fix that, right? So these are all unfortunate things, but if it happens, don't panic. It's happened, it's happened. You should be prepared that, okay, this happens, this is what I need to do. You should know your action plan, that if this happens, I will do this, rather than getting panicked and shattering your confidence. Okay. During the exam, the software can hang and some feature might not work. For example, highlighter may not work. Please press refresh and it will resume. So there's a refresh button. There's a refresh button you can see on the browser. So on this browser, you press this button, refresh, and it will, resolve the issue most of the time, if not all the time. Then software might automatically close 10 to 15 minutes before time. This is something which was happening to many students in previous attempts, that the software suddenly shut down and submitted the paper 15 minutes before the closing time. Of course, the answers were incomplete. So in those cases, then the students, they applied for mitigation circumstances immediately after the exams if you feel you are disadvantaged. So if something bad happens to you like that, you can immediately apply for mitigation circumstances. That's an option in your My ACCA. And there you will explain what happened to you, so that when the examiner is checking your paper, he can see that what problem you had faced, so that he can consider those while giving you marks. Okay. Most students, I'm just reading some comments. Okay. And this one important, the actual CBE software is slightly different from the CBE practice platform used for practice. So the CBE platform which I was using, it is a practice version, right? We all have that. But the actual CBE software in the real exam is slightly different from this one. So what's different? It's basically the toolbar varies. So the this is okay. The way to select text varies. So how you selected text in the practice platform, it is very easy to select text. From your mouse, you just select it. But in your real exam, you will have to first press this option, and then the selection will start. Okay, then you can select sentences. If you don't press this option, it will not select. Okay, copy pasting into, so you can, it's a very small thing, and it's all these differences are mentioned in the ACCA's website. So you can click here and go through it, but nothing to worry about, nothing complicated, except that this is an additional command that you need to press this button if you want to select text for copy pasting, right? This one. Yes, or Oluwa, then you need to type. Can you take calculator in the exam? I think yes, but it shouldn't be that scientific calculator. It has to be a normal calculator. No, Amir, what kind of questions you're asking? This doesn't work like that. Okay, let's move on. Now, so this is the list of important topics. It is the same one which which I showed you earlier. 10 models and 15 topics, total 25, plus the professional marks. That's a huge topic, and the exam technique. So if you are able to cover this, if you are able to cover these things, you have a good chance to pass SBL. A lot of students, they ask me, sir, is 25 topics enough? More than enough. I know many students who just focused on these 25 topics and they passed with flying colors. Obviously, it varies from student to student. There are other things like how smart you are, how accurately you apply the exam techniques, but it is possible to pass. 25%, 30% of your paper is a general question, not coming from any topic, and 20% of your paper is professional skills. So at least 50 marks out of 100. You don't need to read any topic to cover 50 marks. The rest 50 marks will come from any of these. So it is more than enough. Okay. Yes, Jalis is saying that my friend topped SBL in Myanmar through your 25 topics. That's yes, absolutely. I remember this person. The person in Bangladesh as well, person in Myanmar, person in Oman, they all were country tops in December and they all just attended my webinar and focus on this 25 topic. Move on. Syllabus changes. So there is no syllabus change. Okay. The syllabus change, it happened 6 months back in September, right? There is no change after that. And whatever the changes were quite minor. So don't worry about it. Just ignore it. There were two topics which were added. One was the artificial intelligence one was added, and the second topic was four line of defense. These were the one and two topics were added, and you can watch these two topics in December webinar, day number 4, I believe. Okay, on day number 4, I covered these two topics. It will take maximum 10 minutes and you will cover this. Both these topics have not yet been tested. Okay, so better if you are able to cover these two topics. Technical articles, a lot of students are asking me, technical articles, do we need to read them? No. Why? Because the technical articles which are currently available are old. There is no new technical article, and the technical articles which were published in last 1 year have already been tested in your SBL paper. Okay, so this is a list of last 1 year. These 5 technical articles were there. Cyber security was covered in March and it was also tested. Principles of e-marketing came. It was also tested. We did today. AI has not come. AI is the new topic, so you must watch that. Four line of defense has not come as yet. So it's a new topic. You must watch that video, the one which I showed you here, this one. Okay. And market segmentation has been tested. As of now, there is no new article as yet. Maybe they publish something between now in the next 2 weeks, then you will have to do that. But as of now, just watch my video on artificial intelligence and 4 line of defense, December 2021, day number 4. Okay, it's mentioned here. Yeah, just watch this, maximum 10 minutes and you will be done. Now this is very important. A lot of students are asking me, sir, now what should we do? What should you do? You have to watch September webinar by Hassan Dosani for topic revision. So my September webinar was focused on doing variety of topics. So if you want to cover maximum number of topics, then watch September webinar. After that, you watch December webinar in which I did a full case study practice of a question called NABI. And on day 5 of December webinar, I did a grand revision. Right? So these two webinars, the first and second, will take care of your theoretical knowledge and question practice. And then you need to watch the March 2022 webinar for a full case study practice of TT for you, which you already did, but I suggest that you solve it yourself alone, right? And then you would be able to assess yourself. Once you have done, watch these 3 webinars, then you will need to do the following SBL questions on CBE platform. When you have watched these 3 webinars, you will be in a position to do SBL questions on your own. So which question should you do? You should do these 5 questions. Okay, you must do these 5 questions. Do not do any other question other than this. So for example, do not do specimen 1 or specimen 2. Do not try questions on your own which is not mentioned on this list, because this is a hand-picked list by me. Okay, I know which questions are good and which questions are bad for you. So is this clear? After you have practiced sufficiently, then you need to do 2 mock exams under strict exam conditions and have it marked. I suggest that you can do these 2 questions as mocks. So don't look at these questions before. Keep it a secret, and then directly try them as a mock. When I say mock, it means you have to do it in one go, 4 hours, exam kind of an environment, so that you can stress yourself, watch your time management, panic, all those things you need to feel. And lastly, you can, on the last couple of days, you can do a grand revision. You see, did you understand? In the first 3 webinars, you will build the concepts, then you will do 5 questions on your own, and then you will do 2 mocks. But when you do a mock, it's important that a teacher checks your mock and gives you feedback. Otherwise, you will never know what your mistake is, right? Sir, what about P1, P3 questions? Ignore. You don't have time now. Very good question. Umair is asking, should we compare our answers to the examiners? No. If you compare your answer with the examiner, you will faint. You will die. Your confidence will just break. Why? Because the suggested answers by the examiner is not actually I would say a realistic answer from an exam point of view. What I mean to say is that that kind of answer is illustrative purposes, educational purposes. I don't expect that kind of an answer in a 4-hour stressful environment. In the 4-hour stressful environment, a totally different kind of answer will come out, right? So examiners answers, the purpose of them is to educate you, and the examiner himself has said that my answers are for educational purposes. It contains a whole variety of angles. We do not expect students to cover all this in the real paper, right? So please either not compare your answer with the examiner, or if you do wish to compare, then just make sure that 30 to 40% is matching. How much? If your answer matches 30 to 40%, it's perfect. It's good enough. Okay. Oh, now this is very important. Since you have only 2 or 3 weeks left, you do not have the time to study the book or do stupid questions from the kit. Very, very simple. You don't have time now. So don't even think of book and revision kit. It will be suicidal if you go towards book and kit at this very last stage. Just focus on my webinars, the list which I gave you: September webinar, December webinar, March webinar, and then practice those questions which I have told you. Just follow this sheet religiously. Nothing less, nothing more. Exactly this. Because you don't have time, right? Simple. That's the simple reason. You have to take some chance. You have to adopt a smart plan to pass SBL. So this, did you did you guys think that the question which we did TT for you, uh, if it was helpful? Okay. So if you are able to identify your mistakes, if you are able to understand your lacking, if you are able to understand how to draft, then I strongly suggest that you enroll in my mock based practice classes, in which what I will be doing. So all this practice from here till here, including the grand revision, I will be covering in my mock based practice. So it will be like, if you join the classes, the advantage would be that you will be forced to study, right? You will be forced to follow the classes and the timetable. So if you go with the flow, by default, you will be doing all these questions. We will be discussing. I will be sharing my draft answers, and then I will be conducting 2 real mocks, and I will do your mocks, and I will check one script out of 2, give you marks, give you feedback, and grand revision on the last day or second last day. So if you want to, do it in a proper manner, then I strongly suggest, especially those reset students who scored 45, 47, 49, you have to attend this. Otherwise, you will not know what your mistake was. Okay. So the mock based practice classes is starting from tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day for admission. Uh, so we'll be doing like 4 questions, blah, 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 blah. All classes will be recorded for later viewing or time zone differences. And you can message here for admission and other details. Please, if you can afford it, if it will be worth every penny, I assure you on that. Maham, I'm not sure whether I will do Optima or not, but most likely yes. I will cover Optima in my crash course. For free students, all the webinars are there, and in December, I just told you in December 2021 webinar, there was a grand revision of the topics, this and that. So you need to use those resources, which are recorded resources. TV ad is also e-marketing. No, TV is not e-marketing. What are you saying, Amir? How much for the mock session? For it is 90 US dollars, and for students who are based in Pakistan, it is the cost is Pakistan rupees 12,000. Okay, but it is very extensive, hands-on, 40 hours. We will do like spend 2 days on each case study. Right, guys? What else is there? Oh, this is the schedule of the mock-based practice. This is the date on which the various classes will be done, live classes. And this is the time, 8 p.m. Pakistan time to 11:30 p.m. Pakistan time. This is the timing for the classes, and everything will be recorded as well. This is the last message. Since you don't have time, so do not overstudy, do not go into syllabus and theoretical things. Instead, do over practice. The more you will practice, automatically your concepts and your topics will get covered, right? But also your exam techniques and all those things will also improve. So please, rather than books and revision kits and notes, just do over practice and always think like a CFO. When you are doing SBL paper, uplift yourself, upgrade yourself. You think that this is your business. You are the CFO of this business, and automatically your mind will start working and thinking as a strategic business leader. Let me look at questions and then we can sign off if we are done with the questions. Should we refer? Sir, I attended December mocks. There will be fee concessions. Ananya, I cannot answer that here, but generally we don't give any discount. But talk to my coordinator and we'll see. Should we refer back to your briefing notes or just the webinar? Webinar handouts is perfect. Tomorrow, just coordinate with webinar. For people who are interested in the mock, please message my coordinator. She will guide you on the fees and then she will add you to a special WhatsApp group, and she will give you access to the video portals in which there are some practice questions. So please make sure that all this is done by tomorrow. You are added to the WhatsApp group. Culture Web is still part of the course. Yes. I will share this Word document. Okay. Amir, if the paper is not complete, obviously you will lose professional marks. Ikhlas, yes, you are right. What if you do not prepare a topic? It's fine. I mean, you need to apply some common sense. This paper is common sense. You just simplify stuff, think like a CFO, and try to answer the board. Think that you are talking to the board. Automatically, you will be do something you will be able to do. Can we please share T2 answers? Yes, yes, yes. Why do so many people ask the same question when I have answered it? It's a general paper. Which one? Is the grand revision available for free students? No. And the reason is that in the crash course, when we will do the 5 or 7 SBL questions, I will be revising those 7 questions with the in the grand revision. So you guys, if you have not done those 7 questions, you will not understand a single word. When is the last day to register? Tomorrow, because tomorrow it's starting. Right, guys? Technical article, should we read it? No. Just watch the December webinar. In 10 minutes, you are done. Yes, Jalis, you are right. Yes, Asma, it's enough if you are smart. Should we read examiner's report? No need. I covered the examiner's report on day 1 of the webinar. Why students fail SBL? That's from the examiner's report. No, Javed, no need. Show the question list again. Which question list? Okay. I will show you the. Okay, here is the question list as well. Co-fold, highlight, co-fold. Okay. Here's the question list along with the dates. What else? Asma, no. I said no kit, no book. I don't understand. I mean, is this a language problem or what? Optima is not included, yes, because Optima was published recently, but I might take some extra classes to do Optima, or I might change a question and include Optima. For what's so fascinating about Optima? I don't understand. Right, guys? So it's not about tough question or not tough question. My focus is always on the technique. The questions you don't have control, right? You don't have control over the case study, but what you have control is your confidence and technique. So tough question or not tough question, your technique should be consistent and you will by default pass. Timing is mentioned in the mock on your screenshot, right, guys? So thank you very much for your time. A lot of free resources are available. All you need to do is invest some time. Please be honest with yourself, serious with yourself. Last 3 weeks, you will need to allocate 3 hours per day. I honestly want everyone to pass. SBL is an expensive paper. You cannot afford to give it again and again. And other than the monetary loss, failing it again and again will demotivate you. It will shatter your confidence. You will become more frustrated. It's not easy to read the same topics again and again, right? So please, guys, give your 200% in the next 3 weeks. A lot of material is available. Join my SBL group. Any questions you face problem, I'm there to answer you. Join my SBL group, right? And if you can afford a little bit, then please join this mock based session. I promise you, you will not regret. So with this high level message that next 3 weeks, you need to really invest time, I wish all of you the very, very best. Do stay in touch through WhatsApp and see you once you qualify. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You guys take care. Good night. Yes, inshallah, I will dua for all of you.